After a few false starts, I think I finally made the transition to Acro. It's taken a while, but the trick I found, at least for outdoor flying, is being able to control the throttle. So if you look at this with the channel monitor, that's channel 3, the throttle, and you're seeing the full throw as I hit it there. Now if I turn this little knob up here, this one, back to about 50%, I can feel it click. What I'm doing is limiting the throttle movement, and that has made all the difference to my first successful controlled outdoor acro fly. The other thing I did, I used this one, which has got Bugs 3 motors, one of which I had to replace recently after it went overheated and seized up. So it's got smaller, less powerful motors, and also I was running it on 3S for this flight. So it still managed to get up to around 60 kilometers an hour, which is not too bad, at half throttle. But it's made all the difference, at least for me. So here we go, this is what that flight looks like. Okay, sitting on the pad, I've got it in Acro mode already. Before I'd gone up in angle mode and then switched to Acro, which is always a bit clunky. So I'm now used to flying in Acro mode indoors, so the takeoff was pretty uneventful. Leveled off nicely, taking it easy, and straight away I was feeling really good. And this time I was more decisive in turning around. I think I've always been very nervous before, particularly with the jolt of going from angle to acro in the air. So taking off an acro to start with, it felt more like flying the Air-65. Not as manoeuvrable, of course, particularly at half throttle with 3S, but it felt really good. I think always before, at full throttle, particularly when I'd made the jump from angle to acro in the air, it just sort of got away from me. But now I'm more used to it, and also the throttle's controlled. It just feels very natural from the start. So it's sort of I'm flying along and wondering why I didn't do this years ago. I mean, in the early days, of course, the drones that flying didn't have an acro option. But what they did have, which I'd forgotten, was they normally had 3 modes, sort of slow, medium and fast, for speed control, which of course you can do with Betaflight. But as I've found with HTX, even better, is to have the variable, the knob, to be able to turn to put this max throttle to whatever I like. So this is at 50%, as I say, at full throttle it's still going reasonably fast. So I'm looking forward to a more powerful drone at full throttle and seeing what I can do. But having had a few false starts and lost a few drones, it's baby step time. So but this feels really nice. And flying outdoors, a little bit of height, there's no furniture to run into or lamps to thread between. So yeah, this is fun. I spotted a couple of people on the path, so keeping well away from them. It's a really good spot to fly because there's normally not too many people around, and there's not much in the way of radio interference either. It's also a very calm day, so that's what I was looking for, a sunny, calm day, just to fly without minimal stress and just get a feel, and it's going really well, beyond my expectations actually. Flying with the mini GPS, so it seems to be picking up between 17 and 20 satellites. I think the bigger GPS unit I've got seems to be more capable, picks up more satellites faster, but this is more than adequate to determine the home point. So the other thing, of course, with these Betaflight type drones that I've got essentially returned to home. I can flick a switch and the thing will come back, which again is comforting. So looking at the controls, so alt at the top is altitude, so I'm not going particularly high. I think I get up to about 60 metres high, and the one below with the H is not height, it's how far you are from the home point, and the little arrow is pointing back to the home point. So at the moment it's about 90 or 100 metres away from home, and it's pointing back where the home is. And a vital thing below that is battery capacity, and that's giving me the average cell voltage. And when that drops to around 3.6, 3.5, it's generally time to come home. Now with the Air 65 inside, you can go right down to 3.4, 3.3 and still be flying. But with these guys, you've got to keep an eye on that. And below the battery, of course, is link quality, which is coming back from the ELRS receiver. And pleased to see that's 100, which means 100% full quality link. Going across the other side of the dashboard, of course, you can see a number of satellites, currently 18, speed 41 kilometres an hour, and I'm in Acro, and right there I went to angle. So what happened, I came back, circled around, and thought, oh, I'm going to land now. I think I'll be cautious and put it back into angle mode. And the weird thing was, as soon as I dropped into angle mode, it felt really clunky. The drone's fighting me to self-level. And it's amazing, just a few minutes flying in Acro, and it just feels clunky being back in angle. So that's why I think that crossing the Rubicon feeling. I just don't think I can go back. I mean, I've got a lot of old drones that only fly in angle, but I think for anything that's running Betaflight, from now on, it's going to be Acro all the way, including, I think, landing, because as you can see, it was a bit of a rough landing. I'm not quite sure why. I think I was just disconcerted. My mind seems to work differently depending on whether I'm an Acro or angle. Anyway, that was it. Very happy with how that went. So there's the stats on the screen for a moment, and yeah, hopefully the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. So until next time, bye for now.